Hi, I'm Scotty. I service, repair and restore vintage and antique mechanical clocks. Welcome to Scotty's Clock World. In this video we put the rack and pinion and pendulum leader back onto the movement. Right, we're ready to start putting the other parts back on the movement. We'll start off with the snail, that piece there. Pop it over the motion works. Next piece we'll put on is the rack. Down the road. The rack on there. And when we're setting up the rack and pinion, I'll change that round. Right, now you remember we had a spring down here. Got to pull the spring back and catch it. Just there. On the front plate. Right, get back over there. We'll come and adjust that later on. Now, we've got a circlip. We're going to put onto there, on the rack. Squeeze it on, there it is. Now we'll put this piece on. Goes up there. It also has a circlip. There we go. It's got him. Guy's a little bit bent. I'll straighten that out. Better. Circlip goes there. Now we've got this pretty dodgy looking homemade spring. I've had a look at it, and that big blob of solder on it. If I file that down and make it neater, it's going to weaken that join and it'll probably break off, so we'll have to leave that as it is. First up, I'll take off this nut. Bit tight. Put the spring over the top. the pillar. Put the nut back on. And tighten it down. Okay, it's got him. I'm going to put this piece on. It slides over the top. Of the teeth and lines up with that hole there. Him in. Tighten him down. That'll keep the snail in place, it won't move now. Now, the suspension spring and the pendulum rod. Go into the crutch there. And then once again, we have to open this gap here a little bit to let those pins fall into place. Open that up a little bit, lift up the suspension spring, there we go, push it into both, lift that up a tiny bit, I've got to push that together, put it into the gap, and then squeeze it in a little bit. That should be right. Okay. Right, now we need to put the hammer on. This piece here, I'll have to loosen those nuts there so I can slide it in, get it positioned, and then, having done that, we'll then attach this spring to it to give it some tension. And movement's all back together again now. So it's time for oiling. We'll start off with the back, turn the movement over, lower it down carefully, and we'll put a drop on each of the pivots, all of which have now been rebushed. Well, the plate's been rebushed, I suppose. Maybe not the pivots. Bit on the hammer, couple on the hammer, 2, maybe even 3. It's a bit wider. Scope wheel. Second wheel. Warning. And the fly. We'll put a couple on the back of the winding arbors. Two, 3. Okay, turn the movement over. This is the oil we're using, Mobius D5. Okay. Now let's oil the front. Starting with the hammer. Put 1 on the rack. Two on the cannon arbor. First wheel. Scope wheel. The pallets. 2 on there. There, that's that one. Scope wheel, pallets. Yep, there's a guy under there. The warning wheel. One on there. That's about that. Lift the movement up. We'll put a drop on each face of the pallets. And there. Next one. Down in there. All right, they all seem right. And that's the end of that operation. Next, we'll wind up the springs, take the mainspring clamps off, and put the movement onto a test stand. Then we'll start to check the time and see how accurate it is and make adjustments as necessary.